Good morning. I want to talk about Sweden today, right? I saw this thing from a Christian Democrat politician, right? His name is Magnus Jakobsson. Christian Democrats, they are supposed to be sort of right-wing. They are really not. They are just globalist, and they are really left-wing, really. And this guy is a left-leaning Christian Democrat, okay? So this guy, Magnus Jakobsson, he's been very active calling people racists over the years, And you know what he said now? He said, let's all apologize. This is sort of new. I haven't heard this before. I don't think so. So let's all apologize. Those of us who are sort of right-wing, let's apologize for what we said over the years. Let's get together and solve this situation. Yeah, I think it's funny. First of all, because I know the politicians, they will not solve this. Never. If they walked out tomorrow, all of them, we would be better off. They are just blocking the solution or the solutions. They are blocking them with their talk, and they blame each other, and they blame us too, right? They blame Putin or Trump, or they will never solve it, and they created the mess in the first place. We have a situation in Sweden, of course. Now the people, the politician, he will read the news, and on the news you see, well, it's a killing, another killing, and there was an explosion, shootings, the big events, you will read about them, but there's so much more going on. It's actually even more serious. The schools, for instance. In some areas, kids are afraid to go to school because of the violence. There has been incidents where the teachers are beaten up by students. You have the raping, you have the drugs, and so on. The situation is huge. I feel strange about it, let's say, because I didn't predict it this bad. Now, when I started doing videos, I talked about this, I warned about this, but it's actually worse than I thought. Sweden is deteriorating at a faster pace than I expected. I feel weird about it, because now everybody's talking about it, basically. I can't imagine anyone who missed this thing today. Because it's all over the news, people talk about it, you see things happening around you. So it has to be solved by the people, of course. And we can do it. We just have to accept the fact that the politicians will not. We will have to understand this. It will never ever happen. It's just going to get worse. When people understand this, when we understand this together, those of us here in Sweden who are strong, there's a lot of us, when we understand this, then we can solve it. We get together and solve it, basically. Because there are solutions, of course, Just the politicians, they are just blocking them, Right. Yeah, I feel strange about the whole thing, actually. I remember all my former friends who warned about me, when I was talking about this. I was the very, very bad man. And now they are all talking about it. It's a bit weird, you see. It's a bit like COVID, actually. Very similar, when I think of it. It's very similar to COVID. Now more and more people are talking about it, right? And it's actually worse than I thought. Same thing. That's what's going on. I saw another thing. You know, this socialist party here in Sweden, they are now suggesting that we should use the military. You know, bring the military and get into these ghettos and deal with the criminal gangs. Now, I think this is funny too, actually, because I know they will never do it. But that is a solution, isn't it? You know, if I was the king of Sweden, that's what I would do. I would bring in the military, get these idiots out there, you know, bring them into jail or send them back home. You know. And if those who go to jail, they just stay there. You know, that's what I would do. Bring in the tanks, you know. Because now, as it is now, the police, even the police, they are afraid to go into these no-go zones. See? They need an escort. If they get a report in the no-go zone, they just don't go. They need an escort. And they will very often be attacked. See? So bring in the tanks. That's what I would do. Now the socialists are suggesting it because they want to do better in the next election. We are the tough party now, you know. We realize the situation now. We are going to do something here. They are very much responsible for this mess. And they will never solve it. Never. It has to be done by us. I also want to mention this from Canada. Canada is unbelievable, I think. Right. Now I heard this. I don't know if this is true. Did Trudeau disappear? I wonder about this. I heard a rumor that he's disappeared. Is this true? I don't believe it. No. But it's an interesting rumor. No, he was supposed to be in the parliament to answer questions from the opposition about what happened in the parliament, right? When they had this Nazi and they gave him a standing ovation in the parliament, you know. And now he was supposed to answer questions about this, and he didn't show Trudeau. Instead, there was this pregnant lady there. Right. I saw her. She was pregnant, maybe 6-7 months pregnant. So she had to stand up and answer these tough questions from the opposition. Canada is unbelievable. What's going on? I'm almost grateful. Almost. Not really. But you know, these stories are unbelievable. So a pregnant lady had to do it. And he was gone. You know, he didn't want to face this, I suppose. What a clown. So I'm looking forward to him resigning. And that would be a day for all of us to celebrate. All right. Be good.